Good morning. It's Friday, February 21st, 2025. When we look at today's date, February 21st, 2025, from left to right, we get 2, 21, 20, and 25. The first number is 2. This whole month of February is governed by 2. That number stands for the built-in challenge of the 2 quality, that your emotions and your intuition are in agreement or in line, that they work together instead of contradicting each other. At first glance, many things can look like a contradiction. There are so many things that have happened this month that just feeling them on the surface, it causes a lot of cognitive dissonance. There are so many people that felt like they got blindsided. The energy of this month has really shined a spotlight on doublespeak. A really important quality about this month as opposed to January. January's number was 1, but February's number is 2. January is a number that it requires action. It's a number that means pushing forward with initiative, or it's an action number. But the number 2 is more of a let's stop, listen, reflect, also the energy of receiving. The month of January moved at breakneck speed. There were so many things that were happening right on the heels of another. There's an energy that has been built into February that requires us, or even moves us to slow down a little bit, to allow the effects of the actions that we took in January to take effect. What I'm getting the sense here is, if you're familiar with driving like an older vehicle where you press the accelerator and you get a delayed acceleration, a car that's not real touchy, it doesn't just boost forward, where it actually takes a fraction of a second to move forward after you press the accelerator. This is the energy that I'm feeling right now. It's suggesting that we slow down enough to allow ourselves to really understand what's going on around us. There's so many things right now that aren't exactly what they look like. It's not exactly what it seems. The tactic that's in place right now is a confusion tactic. It's a tactic to make you doubt who you are, what you're feeling, what you want. What I'm feeling is an energy that wants you to feel like you aren't worthy or even deserving of things that you worked for, that you aren't worthy of who you are, that you don't deserve to succeed. And a message that I channeled earlier this month, I felt an energy that was going to be moving all through the month of February, that the challenge was for us to, no matter what we experience, that we don't allow anything to cause us to act out of our character. Or it's so important this month for you to remember who you are and to be true to your identity. And you don't allow someone else to project a false identity onto you, causing you to attract circumstances to yourself that are not in line with your true purpose. That's why it's so important this month to take the opportunity that we have to slow down just a bit. Give yourself an opportunity. Step away from your circumstances a little bit mentally so that you can create context in your situation. A moment for you to reflect and confirm with yourself that this is really your higher self speaking to you, and that you're not being influenced by someone who has an agenda to steal something that's rightfully yours. The spiritual inheritance that's due to you just for being true to who you are. When you act truly in line with your authenticity, it connects you to the God frequency. And when you're connected to the God frequency, you will automatically make decisions that are in line with your purpose for being here. We all have a unique purpose for being here. But unfortunately, it can cause those who are not in line with their authenticity to feel envious of what you have instead of connecting to their own gifts. That's why it's so important when things are moving fast to slow down just a little bit, to make sure that the choices that you are making are really the choices that you are making, or the choices that someone else would make, and they're projecting their choices onto you instead, so that you miss out on your spiritual inheritance, and hopefully they will receive your spiritual inheritance instead of you. It's basically spiritual identity theft. And it's extremely popular right now. So when I see 221 for February 21st, from left to right, what it tells me is allow yourself to receive your blessing. There are sacrifices that you chose to make because it was in line with your purpose. Your faith led you to make these decisions. And the energy of today says that now that you have made these sacrifices, you followed through. You have a blessing that's on the way to you right now. Don't miss the blessing that's on the way to you right now because of being in the wrong posture. So 221 says to be in the posture of receiving, the posture of gratitude and appreciation right now. There's a million things going on right now to distract you, to make you scared, make you angry, make you jealous. Make you sad and feel hopeless. But all of those emotions push you out of the frequency of gratitude. These things are designed and orchestrated to keep you out of a frequency of authenticity and gratitude. Today is reminding you that you need to allow yourself to receive the blessing that's on its way to you. It's almost here. The next number is 2025, and if we break that into two double-digit numbers, the 20, which is 2 times 10, 2 is about reconciling your emotions and your intuition so that they support each other. And the number 10 is about mastery. So 2 times 10, it really drives the point home about you followed your intuition and you followed through. Following your intuition led you to this place where you have blessings that are on their way to you and almost here. And it's just saying, hold on. You made the right decision. Hold on. Don't turn back now. Don't stop. Don't change your mind. Keep going. 20 is a number that promises that prosperity is on its way to you, that it's your destiny. If you hold fast to this decision that you made, you listened to your gut feeling, and your emotions were in line. So there's no reason to all of a sudden stop believing. You already know this. There's no reason to stop believing and start second-guessing yourself now. In fact, 25 says you can start picking up the pace now. I'm getting the feeling of putting distance between the old you and who you are now. someone who is in line with your authenticity, someone who is vibrating at a frequency of gratitude. You don't receive information that you're not a vibrational match for. There are things that you couldn't know. There are opportunities that did not exist for you until you were able to raise your frequency. And now that it's there, there are things that you know that cannot be unseen. So the point that I'm getting here is, don't start making decisions that you would have made with less information. Now that you know, you understand that the decision that you made is the right decision. It's the right decision for you now. What I'm hearing now is you now embody the power to make this work. You're not going to force it to work, but you being completely true to yourself, in line with your authenticity and gratitude, things are going to automatically fall in line. You are operating in the God frequency, and you're not doing this on your own. When you operate in your authenticity, you never do it all on your own. God is always supporting you. All you have to do is take the first step, and God will be like the wind in your sails, propelling you forward to your destiny. However, you must stay in this energy of gratitude and authenticity. Don't allow anyone to convince you that you are not who you are. Don't let anyone shame you. Don't let anyone ridicule you. Nobody's going to scare you. You don't have to tell people that you're powerful or try to demonstrate that you're powerful in order to hold that power. The power is there when you need it. In fact, it's better if they don't know. What I'm hearing is, allow people to do what they will. Don't try to force circumstances. Don't try to manipulate situations. Don't try to socially engineer someone into a place where you feel like you want them. That's the tactic of the enemy. That is not operating in the God frequency. That's an energy of control. Control eludes those who chase after it. The energy here for 221 is to surrender yourself to receive your blessing. Surrender into an energy of receiving what's yours. It's already yours. Be in an energy of gratitude before it even arrives. You've already done it, so be grateful. Focus on doing what you do because you love it. You're not doing what you do because you're expecting some sort of reward. Just focus on the fact that you love it. The energy that I'm feeling right now is an energy of panic. We have a battle between the creators and the destroyers. And the destroyers are beginning to panic because now they've become aware that they're losing. It's an energy of desperation. So this is not a time to be afraid. This is not a time for us to panic. This is a time for us to draw strength from the reality that the destroyers are losing this battle. They've already lost the battle. So be grateful. Be grateful to God. Be grateful to God by being more of the person that you were put here to be. Be in a vibration of gratitude for the person you are. Don't allow anyone to make you feel shame for the person that you are. It's great to be proud of yourself. It's great to be excited about your talents. It's a wonderful thing to express your affection. It's a wonderful thing to express your joy. It's a wonderful thing to express your sensitivity. Sensitivity is not a weakness. Sensitivity is a strength. It's like the ability of a tree to sway in the wind instead of breaking. Emotions are not made to be bottled up in your body. Emotions, they are energy that is supposed to be in motion. Emotions are to be moved through your body so that you can create something useful out of them. If you feel the emotion, there's something that you can create out of it, something that can elevate the vibration of humanity. Emotions can be transmuted. If an emotion feels uncomfortable, any emotion that feels uncomfortable can be channeled through your body in order to create something that will relieve that pain in someone else. The answer to the pain is in the pain. But in order for you to receive that answer, you have to learn to appreciate the pain, allow yourself to feel it, in order to understand why the pain is there and what the pain is useful for. You can't bottle the pain up inside. You can't hide that pain in the shadows to where you can't see it because you don't want to see it. The answer to the pain is in the pain. But in order for us to understand the pain, we have to bring it out of the shadows so we can look at it. We bring it out of the shadows by allowing that emotion to filter through our body, to flow through our body and out into a creation. When we allow ourselves to place that pain outside of the shadows and into the light, where we can really look at it and understand where it came from, why it's there, and what it's useful for. It's just energy. When we understand what the pain is for, it provides the motivation and even the instructions to create something that will prevent the situation that caused that pain for you in the first place. When we allow pain to settle in our bodies instead of flow through, all that pain will do is tear things apart. Pain is destructive until it's recognized and released. Emotional pain manifests physical pain. That pain is a warning that the emotional pain that underlies it needs to be addressed. Pain is useless if it just sits in your body. It's like having a sum of money that's just sitting there uninvested. It's like having inventory sitting on the shelf that you're not converting into a product so that you can extract the value out of it. And eventually what happens to that inventory that's been sitting on the shelf, it can spoil, it can become obsolete, and it costs money to store inventory on a shelf. You don't really want to store unnecessary amounts of inventory on the shelf. Inventory exists so that it can be converted into something that someone can use. in exchange for something that's useful to the person who created it. So don't allow the pain to just sit on the shelf. That pain is there so that you can convert it into something that can be useful to someone else and even yourself. The pain is useless if it just sits there on the shelf. When the pain is present and it's potent, it's ready to be converted. So when I look at February 21st, 2025, 2/21/2025, I'm getting the number 32, which is 2 plus 21 plus 9. At 32, even though it sums down to 5, the 3 in the tens place and the 2 in the ones place, I'm seeing an opportunity to use these stressful, challenging circumstances. Look at your circumstances as resources. It's something that needs to be brought together. I'm looking at the big picture of your circumstances, and there's an energy of taking what resonates from your circumstances and leaving the rest. Anything that resonates with you is yours, but if it's extra information, it's put there to confuse you or distract you or to throw you off track. So the feeling that I get from 32 says that to look at the big picture of your circumstances. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, it's painful. It can be confusing. But if you allow yourself to take a step back and really look at it, it's like allow the pain to flow through your body so you can really look at it objectively. To take what resonates and leave the rest and use those ingredients, use those pieces to create something that's going to move you forward in life. That will put you in a state of appreciation and gratitude. It's going to lift you even more. Allowing yourself this opportunity to really look at the big picture of your circumstances. There's really a lot to work with here. Things are not exactly what they seem. The enemy is losing the battle. In this battle of the creators versus the destroyers, the creators are winning. It's not what it looks like.